Hey there, Mr. Thompson here with a video math lesson talking about percentages. Okay, now what is a percentage? Well, if you look at the word percentage, per means out of, and cent means 100. Okay, so percentage just means out of 100. This is our percent sign. Okay, so for example, 50%, okay, means 50 out of 100. Another way to write that is 50 over 100, okay, as a fraction, right? So one of the things you have to do using percentages, you'll have to turn fractions and decimals into a percentage. And to do that, we simply multiply by 100%. Okay, so let's look at how that works. Here we have 0.37. If we want to turn that into a percentage, we're going to multiply by 100%. Okay, and now the 0.37 and the 100 can easily combine. We're just going to multiply them together. When you multiply by 100, we simply move the decimal place 2 points over, so we get 37. And then this percent sign simply drops down and kind of sticks on, and it becomes 37%. So pretty easy. Okay, to go the other way, obviously you just get rid of the percent and move the decimal back. Okay, so pretty simple. With a fraction, we're going to do the same thing, multiply by 100%. And 100 is like 100 over 1, so we can multiply fractions. 3 times 100 is 300, and 5 times 1 is 5. And we put the percent on there. But we're not done, we need to simplify. 5 goes into 300 60 times, so that becomes 60%. Same thing, you can basically just drop your percent sign, move your decimal point over, or just make it. You can basically just, if you have 60%, same as we did here, you just put 60 over 100. 60 to turn this back into a fraction, you put it at 60 over 100 and simplify, and you will get 3/5. Okay, another thing that you'll need to do with percentages is find the percent of a number. Okay, so you might be asked to find 25% of 16. Okay, to do that, we just multiply. All right, 25% of 16 is 25% times 16. Okay, and then usually what we want to do is turn those percentages into a decimal, and you can stick that in your calculator or do it in your head, obviously, or you can make it into a fraction. So 25% is 25 out of 100. That of course simplifies to 1/4. Okay, which you probably knew straight away anyway. But 1/4 times 16 is of course 4. 16 over 4 is 4. Okay, let's do a little bit of a different example. 13% of 7. What is 13% of 7? Well, 13% times 7. So 13 over 100 times 7. 13 times 7 is 91. And then we need to divide by 100, so we just basically just put your decimal point over here. Okay, and 91 100ths works. That's fine. Or 0.91, that also works. Okay, same thing. So that's 13% of 7. All right. One other thing you'll be asked to do with percentages is find an original amount. Okay, and to find original amounts, you divide. Okay, so let's look at an example, because that might be a little bit confusing. So we might be asked, for example, 5% of an amount is 20. What is that amount? So what is 20? 5% of. Okay, and to do this we're going to divide, but I like to do this in a sort of a visual method. Okay, so I draw a bar and I say, this is our whole amount. This is the amount we're trying to find. Okay, it's that amount that we don't know. We know that 5% of it, okay, is 20. So 5% is just this small chunk. It may not be to scale, okay, but I'm just going to say this is 5%, and that's 20. All right. Now, inside this 5%, we have 5 1%. Okay, we could sort of break this 5% up into 1%, group 5, pieces that are each 1%. Okay, so if 5% is 20, how much is 1%? Well, what we need to basically just take 1/5 of the 20, right? So we do 1% is equal to 20 divided by 5. Okay. And we get 4. So 1% equals 4. Now if you think about it, this whole thing is going to be filled with a bunch of 1%, 100 of them, right? And if each 1% is 4, and there's 100 of them, then we just do 4 times 100, and 400 is this whole amount. Okay? So that's our answer. Now, if you realize what we've done here, we simply did sort of the mathematical way to do this, less visual, but basically, as the instruction said, we just divide. So we can take that number that we have and divide it by 5%, and we will actually get the answer. And if you kind of see what's going on here, you'll see that's exactly what we've done. But so 20 divided by 5% is 20 divided by 5 over 100, and when you divide by a fraction, you multiply by its reciprocal. So 20 times 100 over 5. So 20 times 100, you could say is 2,000 divided by 5 is 400. Okay, or if you wanted to, first you could do 20 divided by 5 is 4 times 100, right? So that's the answer. Now the last thing we'll do with percentages is find what percent one number is of another, and to do that we divide. Okay, to find what percent one number is of another, divide. So for example, what percent of 40 is 8? So 8 is what percent of 40? What portion of 40 is 8? Okay, we're going to divide, and what we do is we take the number that we're looking at and divide by the whole amount. Okay, so 40 is the whole amount, so we're going to do 8 divided by 40. And you just simplify that, you get 1/5, because 8 divides evenly into both of these. 8 divided by 8 is 1, 40 divided by 8 is 5. And we want to turn that into a percent, so we multiply by 100%, as we did previously. Okay, and we just get 100% over 5, and 100 divided by 5 is 20, so it's 20%. That's all there is to it. Good luck. See you next time.